Welcome to Confetti Fair Meets the Maker, our podcast series which explores the talent behind the party industry, what inspires, challenges and motivates the maker. In each episode, we speak to some amazing talent who work on parties and events. On this episode of Meet the Maker, we are joined by Sharia from the Braid Boss in Sydney. Sharia is the amazingly talented hairstylist bringing colour and fun to our lives with her braids. Welcome, Sharia.
Thank you. Thank you. So good to be here.
So Sharia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I would have to start by saying that I am an American who moved to Australia about 6 years ago. Met my husband in America and ended up here. And now I'm married. I have a little baby, a little girl that's almost 4 years old now. And started out as a real estate agent and decided to take a turn and try something different. And now I am involved in doing all these fun parties.
So touching on that, what made you decide to start the Braid Boss? You know, when did you first start and how, and was braiding something you've always been able to do?
So yeah, braiding, I probably started braiding when I was about 7 years old. My mother was a stylist at some point as well. And so I would see her, braiding her clients' hair. And then I was really intrigued by it. And I would start by, braiding my little Barbie dolls and things like that. So I've been braiding ever since then. It graduated to me then braiding my own hair and doing my sister's hair and stuff like that. And the Braid Boss pretty much came along after I had my daughter. So she was quite a difficult baby to deal with. And at the time I was doing real estate, but she was one of those babies that I couldn't leave her with anybody. I couldn't even leave her with her father. I couldn't leave her with anybody. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to go back to work and that I was going to need to do something else and think of a new career path. So that's pretty much how the Braid Boss came along. I think I may have saw someone braiding in a mall or something, and they were doing such a crap job. And I remember thinking, like, I could braid so much better than that. And are people really paying for this? And so the idea was there that I wanted to incorporate, something to do with braiding, but I wasn't quite sure how to do it. And so it was actually my husband that came up with the idea of, like, why don't you try to do braid parties? And I thought, like the light bulb just kind of turned on. And from then on, I was like, yeah, this can go places. So that's how it all started.
So we've been lucky enough to work with you on shoots, and that's been really, really cool. Yeah. We've also had you entertain the girls at my niece's birthday.
I love it.
She loves getting her hair braided.
She is the cutest.
So you've done some amazing things in just the couple of years that you started. What has been your greatest achievement to date?
No, we're very lucky, and I feel very blessed that things have picked up so quickly. I never thought that, starting a business 2 years ago, that it would be where it is today. We've had a lot of support. We've had a lot of good feedback and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of pushed us to kind of keep going. I think to date, we've done some really fun stuff. And some of the funner things that we're starting to do are like the bar mitzvahs and the really big parties, which I never in a million years would have imagined that we'd be doing, like bar mitzvahs and stuff, but it works. So between like the bar mitzvahs and the kids' birthday parties, I would probably have to say we did an event down at Darling Harbor for the New South Wales government. And to me, that was like such a big achievement, because I'm going, okay, the government wants to work with us. The government wants to hire us. It was a complete shock. They ended up Googling and found us, went to our website, loved our website, and hired us. And to me, I thought that was quite a big achievement, getting booked by the New South Wales government. So I think I'd have to go with that one.
I agree. I think that's a fantastic achievement.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And so what about any challenges you may have faced in these last couple of years with your business?
Yeah, look, with uh with all the good, there always is a little bit of bad, and there are some challenges that definitely come with it. And I definitely would have to say just the competition out there. There's definitely other people that are in the same type of industry that kind of do the same things. And um, it's been a challenge to stay on top of it and to stay innovative and to do new things and to set yourself aside from some of the other companies that are kind of doing the same things, because you sometimes get discouraged when you go, oh, okay, this person's kind of doing the same thing. But at the end of the day, I think there's plenty to go around for everybody. You just have to stay focused and keep going, and yeah, try to do new things and be innovative and be different and set yourself aside. So that has been a challenge. What can we do to make our business different, and what can we do to make people want to book with us? So yeah, I think that's been one of the biggest challenges is the competition out there.
And following on from that, you also touched on sort of innovating. What inspires you?
Look, oh man, there's so much. I mean, I love just the beauty industry in general, and I feel like it's here to stay. Like, it's never going to go anywhere. People are always going to want something that has to do with beauty and hair braiding. I mean, hair braiding has been around for centuries, and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's always evolving to something cool and different. Yeah, no, just looking at the new styles and stuff that are trending all the time, you're like, wow, like some of these stylists out there are just incredible. So definitely my inspiration is watching a lot of these YouTube videos and things you see on Instagram, and just people creating these crazy new styles that you would never even think of. It just sets the bar, and it pushes me to try to create my own thing. And I would love to create something that became a trend. Like, that would be awesome. So yeah, just watching everybody else doing their thing. It inspires me to want to do bigger and better things as well.
We know you do some fantastic and really cool hairstyles. Like I said, we've had a couple. My niece is a big fan. Do you have a favorite style or any particular event that has been like your favorite that really stood out?
Oh man, yeah, there's so many. Oh my God. And then your niece's party was like next level, a kid's dream, Wonderland birthday party. I'm going, how can I create some fun, cool styles to match up with this party? Like, it was incredible. And I do think like some of the styles that we did there ended up being really, really cool. The braided ponytails,
Yeah,
which
that was
is,
awesome.
yes, like, and that I actually want to start doing and incorporating more, because people really love them. They just look so cool. Um, so that I love doing anything where I'm adding the colors, and especially when the kids are mixing and matching their own colors. Sometimes they'll pick these colors out, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if that's gonna look as cute. And then they put it together, and it turns out, and it looks absolutely amazing.
I agree. I think the ones you did for K-Fest were so fun, so bright, and that
Yeah.
ponytail was awesome.
The ponytail is that definitely is so chic and just, yeah, and then it gives unicorn vibes with the big braid and then the colors and the glitter.
But it also works for adults too. So, you know, if I back in my
100%.
youth when I was going to festivals, I would have 100% got one of those hairstyles.
Yeah, oh, 100%. And you can always change it up and make it very adult friendly. And that's what I like about the styles and stuff like that we do, is that they can be worn by kids or adults, just depending on the way you dress it up and the way you style it. Like, it can go either way. So yeah, there's just too many to name, but I love it all.
So, Sharia, you're a Sydney-based business who at the moment is in lockdown. So what has this meant for the Braid Boss, and have you changed your offerings or created new ones as a result of COVID, or is everything just kind of pushing to postponements and things like that?
Yeah, look, we've shut down completely. It's sad because we've had to postpone quite a few parties, and we're very grateful that people have given us the chance to postpone versus just canceling. A lot of these kids are disappointed. You know, they were looking forward to having their braid parties, and they're still looking forward to having them. So we're hoping that, you know, we can finally one of these days get back to it and give these kids the parties that, you know, they dreamt of having and stuff like that. But in terms of business, yeah, it's been rough. And I know a lot of other businesses are going through the same thing, but we've taken this time to kind of get some things done on the back end. We've had a ton of stock that we needed to organize and, you know, make it easier to pull stock and things like that. So we've been working on the back end and trying to get ourselves organized in that way, which has actually been pretty good because we didn't have the time to do that before. So now we're able to, you know, be a little bit organized on the back end as well. So once we are back up and rolling, hopefully that will make things a lot easier and smoother for us. But yeah, we're missing partying, man. This is crazy.
I agree. I'm missing the parties as well.
Poor kids, man.
You mentioned that you're sort of been prepping for, you know, once we're back into parties. What does the future look like for the Braid Boss?
So look, I think we've got quite a few things in mind, and you know, it's kind of given us a chance to kind of take a step back, you know, go back to the drawing board. What can we do to make our parties even bigger and better? So yeah, we've got some fun things, and we finally have added an additional braid bar that people can now rent out. So that's making, you know, for bigger and better parties and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, I think overall we're just trying to, again, be innovative, come up with some new ideas. And I think the future actually looks pretty bright for us. I think we have a lot of people that are waiting to get out of jail and are ready to get back to partying. And there's no doubt in my mind that we'll be extremely busy once everything opens back up. So
definitely, I agree. And so lastly, Sharia, for anyone about to start a business in the party world, what would your advice be?
So actually, if they're gonna be starting a business and they want to start now while they're in lockdown, now is probably a good time. My advice would be to definitely come up with a game plan first and foremost, and that was what I did when it came to the Braid Boss, was putting everything down on paper and putting down what everything is going to cost, all of those things. Like you need to start from scratch. So now would be a good time to take the time to do all the research. Where are you going to get things from? Which website or which e-commerce website builder you're going to use? All those types of things. There's a lot of options out there. So I know for us, it wasn't easy. It wasn't just picking one thing and going with it. There were so many options. And so, yeah, just doing your research. Make sure you do your research, put everything down on paper. Now is the perfect time to do it because it takes a while to get your little game plan up and going. And then once lockdown's over, then yeah, that might give you a little bit of a head start, I think.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today on Meet the Maker, Sharia.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Have an event coming up and need a funky braid or entertainment for your child's party? Then check out @Braid Boss on Instagram and Facebook.